Sublime 77. My name is Regina Stoneham, and I am an ME and Lyme Warrior. Sublime 77.
Hi guys, and welcome back to Sublime 77, your channel for ME, CFS, Lyme disease awareness, education, and inspiration. Today I'm going to be talking about ME, CFS, and what is it exactly? Stay tuned. A lot of people wonder, what is chronic fatigue syndrome? And chronic fatigue syndrome is a syndrome that you get after you have suffered a major viral infection. They don't know a whole lot about it, but usually it's after you've gotten like the worst flu that you've ever had and it doesn't seem to go away, and it just exhausts you and it makes you feel really tired, overly tired, where you can't get out of bed. But the flu-like symptoms sort of ease up a little bit, but you just can't get out of bed. You can make it to the bathroom, you can maybe make it to the kitchen, but it's really hard to regain your energy back. And that's what chronic fatigue syndrome is. Chronic fatigue syndrome is a medical condition of unknown cause, with fever, aching, with prolonged tiredness and depression. Yep, it's not so fun. And it typically happens after a viral infection. So they're doing a lot of research on this, and they're finding out a lot of new information, and I think that hopefully in the near future they will come out with an actual medication or supplement that will be beneficial for those of us who suffer from chronic fatigue syndrome. So it's also called myalgic encephalomyelitis, and that means, myalgic means muscles, means all over, and encephalomyelitis is inflammation of the brain and spinal cord. Yeah, it's not fun. When I have a flare, which I call them flares, there's a virus in my system that flares up and it puts me back in bed for about a week or two. This is really similar to Lyme disease. So when you have Lyme disease, you are bitten by a tick. A tick leaves the Lyme in your blood system and your body reacts to the Lyme like a virus. And when you have chronic fatigue, well, when I was tested for chronic fatigue, I was tested and I had four viruses that they found in my system. They also tested me for inflammation. They test your cytokines. Your cytokine levels tell you how much inflammation you have in your body. The last time they tested me, I was 10 times higher than that of a normal person. So that's another indication of chronic fatigue syndrome. When you're fighting a lot of inflammation and a lot of flares, your inflammation is going to raise higher and higher and higher. So the best thing to do is to address the inflammation, and once you address the inflammation, then the pain levels will start to decrease, which I've started doing. There's a lot of people that when they hear that you have chronic fatigue syndrome, they think that you're just lazy. Am I lazy? No, I am not lazy at all. I am not lazy. Oh my goodness. I have 2 young boys that I have to chase after. I have a household to run. I have a part-time job where I teach voice and theater. I also teach private voice at home. I also make sure that I walk every morning and I work out every morning. So by no means am I lazy. for some reason, my body can't fight the viruses. I think that people that have chronic fatigue, before I knew about it, I always thought that they were, in general, these women that were overweight and they didn't take care of themselves. And I was really judgmental of them myself, and I didn't understand it. Chronic fatigue syndrome is a horrible, horrible name for this. It's not just being chronically fatigued. There's a lot of pain involved. There's a lot of major exhaustion involved. It makes you debilitated. You have a hard time taking showers. Even a shower a week can wear you out so bad. It affects your social life. You want to just be at home and be in bed, but yet you want to have friends. And thank goodness for social media, because I have friends now because I can be on my computer, I can get on my phone, and I can communicate via Skype or FaceTime or Messenger and have relationships that I could never have had before. Let me give you an example of a day in the life of Regina. So before I started on my supplement regimen and they found out that my cytokine levels were skyrocketed, I would sleep in, try to wake up in the morning to get the boys ready for school, but I couldn't do that. So I'd end up sleeping, and then I'd wake up and I'd eat, and then I'd go back to bed and I would either knit or I would draw or I would write a little bit, but I didn't have enough brain power to do that most days. And then I'd take another nap, and then it would be time for the boys to come home from school, and I would try to take care of them, but it was very hard. It was very exhausting, and I would lose my patience really easy with them because I was so tired. And then it was time for them to go to bed. My husband would put them to bed, and I would still be in bed. And then I would try to go to sleep, and at night I couldn't go to sleep because my brain was just racing and racing, and my body was just like on fire, and my nerves were going crazy, and I couldn't go to sleep. So it was like I could sleep during the day, but I couldn't sleep during the night. And I would just feel sick. I would feel like I had the worst flu ever. On top of having ME/CFS, I also was dealing with Lyme disease. And so I was dealing with having Lyme disease, babesia, and I started getting treatment for that. And after my treatment, I found out that on top of that, I had ME/CFS. So I was battling a double battle. And it was really, really difficult, but I got through it, and I'm getting through it. I am not allowing it to define me. I am taking control over it. I'm becoming more educated, more aware of what's going on in my body. So what I'd like to say is, for those of you who don't know about chronic fatigue syndrome and what it's all about, please don't judge those who have it. Please be loving and caring and listen, and try to find the right doctor for them to go to so that they can get the help they need. Another thing is to get a sleep study. Sleep studies are something sleep studies are something that you really don't want to Okay, so sleep study is something that I really didn't want to deal with, but because I couldn't sleep at night, I was thinking that maybe because I was so exhausted during the day, I wasn't sleeping properly at night. So a sleep study is a really good idea to get to see if there is like sleep apnea, there's your sleep is broken in some way. That's a really good idea. Also, it's really important to go and see someone who specializes in ME/CFS. They will help you so much to be able to get on the right medications, to get on the right supplements, to help you if you're overweight, to help you lose the weight. So far, since my hip surgery, I have lost 10 pounds and it has been really hard. And I will do another video over my journey of losing weight. Yeah, it's really important to see the right kind of doctors. A lot of people go and they see rheumatologists. There are some rheumatologists that know what they're talking about. There's some rheumatologists that have no clue and they just put you on any kind of medication and it really won't help the inflammation. So you really have to address the inflammation. Some supplements that you can take to battle the inflammation is high doses of vitamin C, high doses of magnesium. The powdered magnesium is best form because it gets into your blood system faster. You take it in the morning and at night. Also, magnesium will help you to sleep. Then there are some anti-inflammatories that work really well for me, at least. Celebrex, Plaquenil. I'm also on low-dose naltrexone. Low-dose naltrexone is amazing for pain control. There's also gabapentin for nerve pain. There's been a lot of controversy about gabapentin, but I find that low doses for me throughout the day helps a lot with the nerve pain. There's some other things that I will go over in another video too, but just starting slowly on vitamin C and then working your way up to 6,000 to 8,000 IUs will help fight that inflammation, and it will help with the pain. It will help so much. So the question of the day is, do you know anybody with ME/CFS? Have you ever judged them for having it? Do you have CFS ME? And what are some of the supplements that you take to fight the inflammation that help you feel better? Let me know in the comments down below. If you like what you saw, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the like button, and the little bell down there will give you notifications when I make another video. Alright guys, it was really nice talking to you, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye! Mwah! So, I gotta stop saying so. And I gotta stop saying I'm not